What's up, loves? So I wanted to share with you guys. When I was around 26, right, I hit this period in my life where it just seemed like my whole world was coming to an end. I didn't know up from down, left to right, whatever I thought I knew. I felt like I didn't know. I thought I was a woman, but then I started feeling like, dang, am I really a woman? Like I was going through all this nerve wracking stuff, right? And I felt like I was going through it all by myself. I didn't know how to articulate what I was going through, nor who to articulate it with. So at some point, finally, I just started reaching out to people. I started reading books. I spoke to my mom about it, and my mom was like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty normal. Like everybody around 26, you go through some sort of change process like that." And it's kind of like when my mom told me it was normal, it had already been, I had like suffered through it for like a whole year. And then it was like by the time I found out it was normal, it was like, if only I had known a year ago that this was normal, maybe I wouldn't have stressed out about it so much. So I kind of made it a point to talk to some different friends about it. Now I have other people, like I've realized men sometimes go through it a little later, like maybe around 29. So I said, that's something good for me to make a video on and share so that whoever may be going through this won't feel alone. So I said, before I share it with y'all, let me do a little Google search and see if I could find something on it. And sure enough, it's actually called a quarter life crisis. And again, women go through it somewhere, seems like around 24 to 26, and men go through it somewhere like around 29. There's not an exact age, but it's somewhere in your mid 20s. So I went online, and on BuzzFeed.com, they actually have a great article about it that I decided I'm going to read to you guys. 10 signs you're having your quarter life crisis. 1, you've been daydreaming about doing something crazy. You don't know what you want, and you're either stuck in a job you hate or still figuring out what you want to do with your life. Should you move to Europe, join the Peace Corps, the military, go to grad school, sell your belongings, and take up residence in an ashram? Suddenly, all of these are sounding better than treading water where you are. Number 2, but you feel paralyzed by indecision. Though you might have the freedom to go or do anything, you'd almost prefer the problems of a midlife crisis, i.e., too much predictability or instability, to the weird flux of your 20s. You're scared that if you pick something, it won't bring you that fulfillment you're looking for, and then you'll be right back where you started. Number 3, you feel increasingly nostalgic for your high school and college days. Remember when life was simple? You feel stuck between your childhood and your adulthood, and you long for a time when your hardest decision was what to wear at prom. At least that's the way your brain is filtering your teen years now, thanks to those over rosy nostalgia glasses. 4, the idea of making a budget terrifies you. Not thinking about how much you're spending on Chipotle and gin and tonics might not be smart, but avoiding your money issues definitely eases the existential pain a bit, at least until your Visa bill arrives in your inbox. Oh, I have a little interrupt. I told you can't get in the pool. I told you just go in the sprinklers. Mommy is making a video and you're interrupting me. And I'm not editing this video because editing takes too long. And if I wait for myself to edit the video, it'll never come up. So you guys are just going to have to hear my children sometimes in the background. Uh, Number 5, you're starting to think of your dating life differently. Maybe you're not quite ready to take all hookups off the table. But if you're single, you might be feeling increasingly unfulfilled by dates or encounters that lead to nothing. If you're in a relationship, you might be questioning if you really want to be with this person long term. And maybe
And
even
if
debating.
you do it, you will not ever do it.
Excuse me, I am making the video. Stay off my video.
Excuse me.
No, stop. Mommy's making a video.
Stop
I'm
my
serious.
video. It's mine.
Maybe even debating whether it's too late to find someone
When
else.
it's too late, you don't know.
Number 6.
When it's number 6.
You have a
When you
sudden,
don't have
intense
a son,
fear
you
of
will
failure.
have intense.
Josiah, I ask you to be quiet because I'm making a video and you're not respecting me. Shh. Number 6, you have a sudden, intense fear of failure. You're already a little far from college, where one can take new classes, switch majors, and try new things with relative impunity. Now you're panicked that failing at one thing means you'll continue failing and F up your life in some irretrievable way. 7, you're bored with your friends. Going out clubbing seems less and less appealing, and you feel increasingly alienated from your college buddies and the activities you used to do back in school. You no longer feel shame about spending a night in by yourself. In fact, you might even start to prefer it. Ooh.
Mommy, when you're done with the video, could you go in the pool with me?
We are going to be leaving soon. And your brothers can't get in the pool because they don't have their swimsuit. So we're going to do the pool another day. But that's why I said today you can just play with the sprinklers. You can run under the
I
sprinklers.
wish I could have gum like you.
Maybe when you get back in the car you can have gum. But can I please finish my video? Can you go? Because we're leaving in 10 minutes. Thank you. Love you. I try to make the videos because this is just what I feel like I'm supposed to do. Close the door. Close the door. But see, these things, if I wait for these things, the video will never happen. So I'm just going to make videos with all the bloopers in them. Thank you. Number 8. You constantly compare yourself to your friends who are your age. Everyone's married already. Number 9. Or you compare yourself to your parents when they were your age. They had you kids already. And they had a house. Oh, WTF. That's what it says on the article. Number 10. You feel like your 20s are not turning out how you expected they would. This might be the biggest sign of all that you're starting to contemplate your quarter life milestone. You can't stop thinking about how this isn't exactly where you'd picture you would be at 23, 25, or 30. Maybe you don't have a significant other, or maybe you're not exactly in your dream job. Sure, you were never a white picket fence person, but you thought you'd at least have some of your ish together by now. Instead, you have papajohns.com bookmark on your browser and a half-hearted OkCupid habit. So now what? If you feel like you're in the throes of your own quarter life crisis, here are a few practical tips drawn from Alexandra Robbins' book, Conquering Your Quarter Life Crisis. Advice from 20-somethings who have been there and survived. Number 1, remember that life is not a race. Few of the decisions you make at 26 will make or break your entire life. Try not to feel pigeonholed into keeping a career you hate or a relationship that's gone stale because you're already on this path and you feel like breaking up or quitting will set you behind on the track. Life is too short to toll away at something that isn't making you happy in the long term. Decide what's worth giving up. Number 2, muster up the courage to redefine yourself. Adulthood means finding your identity. And I'm almost 40 and I'm still searching for mine. In high school and college, your identity is mostly drawn up for you like a paint by number. Your grades, your major, your career, your plans, your extracurricular activities. But post-college, your identity is an empty moleskin, and your job is to ascertain who you are and to effing fill that book up. You might end up with scribbled out pages and plots that go woefully unresolved. But as Robbins says, at some point in your life, you are going to have to confront yourself. You might as well do it now. Next, loosen your expectations and find comfort in the fact that you are not alone. Even your friends who slipped right from college into seemed wedded bliss and cushy jobs are feeling the same pangs of uneasiness that you might be feeling. Surround yourself with people who make you feel safe. Oh, that is so important. And to whom you feel you can open up in a truly cathartic way. I don't know the definition of that word, but Google it. Cathartic. Cathartic. Personally, finding people I can share my struggles with has helped me immensely in my 20s. There's absolutely nothing more valuable than finding a friend to whom you can say, hey, my life is shitty right now. And hear back, me too. Let's talk about it. Yeah, that goes a long way. It's also the right time to finally let go of your expectations of what adulthood should be. It doesn't matter if your parents married at 22 or if your friend is running a successful startup. Putting too much stress on preconceived ideas of what adulthood will be is a surefire way to tank all of your optimism and hopes. Life is too effing short to daydream it away, wishing you had someone else's. That time when I was 26 felt like my whole world was going to come to an end. So I really want you guys to know it's normal. It's a quarter life crisis. Hopefully these tips from BuzzFeed.com have been helpful. Thank you for whoever wrote the article. Again, it's called 10 Signs You're Having Your Quarter Life Crisis. Actually, it's by Jessica Meisner. Nice article, Jess. Anywho, you guys have a wonderful day. And what was I going to say? I think I was going to say something else. I don't remember what I was going to say. But, what I was going to say is that your quarter, it seems like now, I had that around 26. So now that I'm approaching 40, it's like I'm going through the same thing again in your late 30s. Oh, you're in your late 30s. You thought you would have done A, B, C, D, E. But what I'm realizing is these little crises that you have about every 10 years or so is really not so much of a crisis. I really think it's just life's way of shifting you to where you want to be. It's life's way of turning a mirror at you and letting you look at it and say, what do I want to do with my life? Where do I want to be? If things are not going in the direction that I want them to go, how can I go more? How can I be more defined about where I want to go? That's probably not the right word, but I can't think straight. My kids is running around and, Anywho, I think it's just life's way of helping us to focus, to get more focus on where we really want to be and what we want to do. Because if you don't get in those little dark places where you're questioning yourself, if everything was just happy-go-lucky, comfortable, then it wouldn't force us to change anything. So this is life's way of just helping you change things. All right, I'm not going to ramble on and on about it. I think you guys get my point. I just wanted to share that. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Stay encouraged. Hang in there. Even though it might seem tough, just remember it is a storm. The storm will pass. And there will be a rainbow at the end of that storm. You just got to hang in there. You might be in the storm. There might be a storm around you. But you're still in the boat. You're still alive. You might be getting wet, but you haven't got struck by lightning. Stay positive and don't give up. Come on, soldiers. Don't give up.